With the microphone, there we go. I can teach him online, but I can also teach it in person if I have the insurance, which is a bit difficult at the moment. But I can absolutely teach him. It's a shame that the paperwork with the dyslexia, the neurotypicals forcing me to do paperwork is difficult. But see if we turn his camera around. Might be better higher up. I have a Patreon on my Chromebook laptop device, but I need the account HTTP, whatever it's called, HTTP. I need it to put on this link on this video. I need to put the link on so that people can donate to the Patreon. And what you'll get for the Patreon, again, a left brain teamer, so taking the principles of Cali from the Filipino sticks and applying them to Western WMA and HEMA short swords, right? So this is what you'll get for the Patreon. This pen will have to be a makeshift sword for now. Drawing from the scabbard. Right, drawing from the scabbard. Lots of these overhands, but be careful because I've got RSI, so don't do too many overhands. But when you do a rising cut, rising diagonal, then you can come down, stab. You can also stab, rake through with the tip. You can actually scrape or rake through, like they do in Cali with the tip of the Filipino stick. You can rake through and then do a cut. So you can do it backwards, but it's more technical. So it's better to do the cut first and then the overhand stab. But you can do it the other way. You can rake through and then cut. You can also draw from the scabbard. So if it's a gladius or a xiphos, you can push the scabbard, the metal tip of the scabbard, as an attack as you draw it, like Western Ido. Push the scabbard into the person to block or to put them off. And then, so these are, what's the word? A left-brained approach. Sorry, no. A right-brained approach to HEMA. More creative approach, non-mainstream. Okay, so this is things that no one is talking about in HEMA and WMA. All right, so what would they call this? No competition, a kind of niche in the market, a gap in the market, right? So these are the kind of lessons that I can do, right? But I need to be able to teach online and in person. But again, this is what you'll get when you donate to the Patreon, okay? It also works Western boxing, gloved and bare knuckle overhand, but it'd be more of a hammer fist, so not really allowed. But that's what the empty hand translation would be, like a hammer fist and an overhand, or an overhand and then a hammer fist. But that's the translation from cut and thrust, or cut and stab. Yeah. So it's just a different way of thinking about things, as I say, because no one does, as far as I see, and there's no general culture of it, no one does Western Ido or HEMA Ido, whereas drawing with Western swords, no one does this to any general degree, okay? And there is no formalized system. There is no Western Ijutsu within a formalized system. It just doesn't seem to exist. So when you draw the scabbard, you can do lots of things, as I say, push into the person or grapple. So you can grab the person, right, half draw or quarter draw the blade, use the scabbard as a lever or a hilt to hand grip. Use the scabbard as a hand grip so you're not cutting your hand on the blade. You don't have to half sword as much. And then the drawn portion, use as a pressure to squeeze, to hug, or to press into someone. So you're using it as a grappling device or a lever, without having to grab the edge yourself. So again, a right-brained approach to Western martial arts, or WMA and HEMA, a right-brained and creative approach that no one else in the WMA community is teaching. So if not the only one, absolutely one of the only ones, one of the absolute only one people teaching at maximum, but I'd say possibly the only one. So these are unique lessons that you'll get for the Patreon. The other thing is what's it called? Bow and wear, short swords, peasant swords, things like that, falchions. You can use the empty hand, the offhand, to. So it's just about flowing. I'd have to show a sparring video to show it, but again, this is what you'll get for the Patreon. It's not the Western style, the downfall of the Western style. The upside is that it's very cerebrally based and safety based, parry and riposte and all that. The problem is it takes a very, very long time, and it's inefficient in a way, and also you're very at risk when you do that straight lunge, very at risk. So continuous flows are more covered, right? They might not look as fancy as a straight lunge or a Western style lunge, but they are more covered. So again, these will be in the online lessons. Offhand and falchion, short sword, machete, all these short blade, short sword things, Western short swords, So you can use these flow attacks to work your way in, and use the live hand, the offhand, the empty hand. You can use the offhand to work your way in with the flow attacks, and then start grabbing and things. It's not the very rigid style of that. It's more, in my opinion, it's more safety based, or more not static, dynamic. It's more alive. It's more, as I say, you're protected behind these flow attacks. So you flow like a machete or a falchion or a short sword. You flow with these attacks, and then sort of inch your way in. And then when you're in, use the live hand. But again, these will all be in the online lessons, and that's what you get for the Patreon, is a completely you get a unique approach that no one else is doing. But it only works for certain brain types, so more creative types and right brain types. For left brain types, stick to the rigid style, in my opinion, but do what you want really within a HEMA context and within a WMA context. But that's what the kind of lessons, physical lessons and online lessons, that I'll teach that method. And I need to put on the next video a link for the Patreon website, Patreon page for the donation page, right? So it's just a shame about the insurance in person, because I totally know how to teach, and I was quite good at Dusac, and lots of short swords. I really knew what I was doing, and Western Ido as well. So and a bunch of things as well, like a heavy duty scabbard, where you can where the it's hollow, but the edge is very thick, so it's like heavy duty, so you can use it. And what I call edge lining on a rifle stock on the butt of the rifle is you can have like a halberd kind of blade, and cut with it. And you can have the same on the heavy duty scabbard, a sort of edge lining. It's a bit like a Macaweetle, but for Western weapons. A Macaweetle is an Aztec sword, but it's called like a bit like a back saw in carpentry, or back sword in fencing. It's like the edge might be metal, but the scabbard might be wood or something. But it's what I call edge lining. So it's a different material on the edge to the central body of the object. But it's anyway. I have to go, but the Patreon should be up next video.